Final Fantasy VII is my favorite Final Fantasy game. Played through it many times and enjoyed every playthrough. When they announced the remake, naturally I was intrigued. What would they actually do this time? My main worry was what will combat look like. We know what Square did with Final Fantasy XV combat system, which looked spectacular but lacked any tactical approach. At least that was the case in vanilla version that I've played. Final Fantasy VII has old style active time battle that is essentially turn-based with focus on tactical approach due to many options available. So now they combined both into one, and I have to say it looks good. It looks more engaging than old system and looks more tactical than Final Fantasy XV system. With spectacular graphics, it all looks and plays much better than I thought it would. Seems like they are going in the right direction, but we will see how it all plays out in the end. What we also learned from this E3 is that materia system is back as well. From what I remember, that system was quite good and there were some crazy things we could do. Hopefully they can implement similar system but way more balanced than what it was. So this is all great news, but there is one huge concern for me, and that is game being episodic. I understand that they are focusing Midgar story first and it's probably gonna have great amount of content as a standalone game, but this might be big step backwards. I loved exploring the world of Final Fantasy VII, visiting different locations, meeting new characters and listening to their stories. I know most of the world was locked for some time, but we could still explore big areas. Being stuck in Midgar is just not that appealing, I have to admit. How open will Midgar be is the question as well. I really hope this doesn't turn into another hallway simulator like Final Fantasy XIII, because no amount of great combat or characters will save the game in that case. Where do they go after first game is the question as well. Since every game is going to be standalone, there is no way we will have huge open world to play with after the end of every Final Fantasy VII Remake release. So I would assume if they have more locations in one game that we will not actually travel the world map, but have some sort of travel mode where it automatically gets us to next location. I mean, this doesn't sound so bad if they replace open world with many locations from the original, but way bigger in scale and each being open world on their own with more substance. Maybe include outskirts as well to have more enemy variety would be a good decision. There were many special encounters on world map that could be integrated into these outskirts. Just throwing some ideas out there, I hope they would implement something like that. One thing that is definitely negative for me is that we will not have whole story experience, but gonna have to wait for new games to continue. I mean, everyone who played Final Fantasy knows the story, but it just doesn't seem a good idea to have story dissected like that. Don't misunderstand this video. I'm not criticizing Square, but just asking questions and sharing some concerns. Maybe they really do each episode in such a way that we will never want or need open outside areas at all and every episode has meaningful story conclusion. Who knows? I am hoping it goes that way. Or will we get another hallway simulator with great combat? What do you bastards think?